So you guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be walking you through 6 habits that made me millions within a few weeks, right? 6 things that I had to do, right? How I revamped my mindset and how I was able to attract this amount of money, right? One thing you need to know when it comes to making money is that you don't chase money, rather you attract money. The more you chase money, the more it's going to run away from you. When you attract money, it's going to keep coming towards you. And I'm going to show you 6 ways, 6 habits that you can use to attract millions of naira to you if you do what I'm about to share with you today, right? So, how to get the most out of this video. In the last YouTube video I shared, I was talking to you guys about how you need to get a notebook and a pen just for my YouTube channel, right? How that whenever I'm teaching something on my YouTube channel, because I always drop out videos, how that you need to go back to your notebook and then you're writing a whole lot of things into that notebook in case you forget what I said, because you are never going to always remember. So yeah, pick up your notebook, pick up your pen, and let's get started, right? So if you've not subscribed to this channel, subscribe, hit the bell button, turn on notifications, so that when next I upload something, you'll be the first to know. Yo, let's get started. One of the first things I do basically, one of the first things I do is that I always organize my day. I always organize my day. You know that moment where you wake up and you don't want to stand up from the bed. Shit, that shit is terrible, man. But one thing I always do is that I plan my day a night before, right? I don't get into a new day planning without planning the day, right? You don't get to learn how to fight on the battlefield. You learn how to fight before it's the day of battle. So I always plan my day a night before that day. I could use my Google Keep Notes. I could use Notion app, right? I could use whatever. I could use a book and a pen. But one thing I do is that I always plan my day. And then there's a major hack I use. I don't do everything in a day. Some of you want to do a whole lot of things in a day, and that's why you are not doing it. So what do I do? I basically focus on just three major tasks per day only. Just I only focus on three tasks per day only. I mean three major tasks, right? When I say three major tasks, I'm not talking about those trivial things. I'm not talking about washing of clothes. I'm not talking about cleaning the house. I'm not talking about going on WhatsApp. I mean, one of those tasks could be to call all my clients, follow them up. One other task could be to build a proper sales funnel, right? Whatever. But I mean, I focus on just three major tasks per day. It could be to meet up with a client, and then whenever I'm done with these three major tasks, I sleep off, I watch movies, and I compensate myself. This way, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to tell my mind that hey, if you can focus on these three things, you don't have work to do again, and that way I get to achieve three things per day. But then you don't focus on three tasks per day. You don't do 30 things in a day, and then you end up not doing any one. So you must understand that scattered efforts produce nothing, but laser focus produces everything. So let's go back to the next because of time. I make my circle very, very small, right? I make my circle smaller. I don't have lots of friends. I don't have lots of persons in my circle. And if you follow me very well online, you know that I have two major guys, two major brothers online, Tazi Go and Adam Maruf, who is popularly known as AJ. So, right, I keep my circle smaller. Why do I do this? Let me simply tell you why I do this. Because I understand that life is a game of energy. Simple. Life is a game of energy. When you have less friends, you have fewer people to channel in lots of energy to. You begin to use lots of effort and you begin to make lots of progress. And then when I make lots of progress by channeling this energy to few people, I make more money. So yesterday I was on the call with Taz and we talked on phone. Me, Taz, AJ, and I. We talked on phone for over 2 hours, 30 minutes, and then we're brainstorming on how we're going to dominate. How we didn't want to play the game to compete, but wanted to dominate. So you are really going to do a whole lot, right? Yeah, and you need to make your circle very, very small. A circle of blunt, sincere people. My circle who are very, very blunt. You mess up, we tell you straight out. We don't hide things from anybody. Some of you, your circle is filled with hypocrites, right? Nobody's correcting you, you are not correcting anybody. How then are you going to learn? I have sincere persons in my circle. I have blunt persons in my circle. We laugh with Jesus. It's not just all about money, but when we are talking about money, then we are talking about money. So how much quality is your circle? Life is a game of energy. I don't throw away my energy anyhow. If I need to tell you that association is one of the biggest secrets to succeeding. I I had to make sure I focus. I put a lot of energy in building my small circle, right? So let me know in the comment section the point that hit you the most, and if many points hit you also, keep dropping all of them in the comment section, and I'm certainly going to drop a reaction to them. So the next thing I always do is mindset revamp. I consciously work on my mindset every freaking day, every single day in life. I revamp my mindset. But you need to understand that life is about learning, unlearning, and relearning. And if you are not always learning, you are dying. And learning is not good enough. There are times where you need to unlearn the many things that were working for you before, but will no longer work for you now. And after unlearning these things, you will need to relearn new things, right? So one thing I do is that I always revamp my mindset every freaking day. I consciously work on it. It's not a subconscious thing for me. So how do I do that? I read books not every day per se. I'm not really a book guy. So I'm not going to tell you I read books every day. But one thing I do every day is that I watch movies every day. But then I read books, and I'm currently reading The Personal MBA, Master the Art of Business by Josh Kaufman. It's a book I'm currently reading, right? And I'm also reading a book by this guy, what's his name? Warren Buffett on Business, Principles from the Sage of Omaha, it was selected and arranged by Richard J. Connors. So these are the two books I'm reading now. I have lots of books in my library, a whole lot of them. But one thing I know is that I'm always reading books because life is in such a way that I'm not going to meet everybody I want to meet. I might not meet Warren Buffett in my lifetime, but I can hack into his mind. I could learn directly from him by reading his books, by understanding how he understands things, and by looking at things the way he looks at things. So, like I said, I'm reading The Personal MBA, How to Master the Art of Business by Josh Kaufman. I don't know this guy. I don't know this dude from anywhere. I'm that I'm never going to meet him in life. But then I could selectively learn from his mind by reading books, right? So you will need to read books. You will need to read books. I listen to podcasts. And why this one is very easy for me is that I have my earpod on all the time. I just plug in my earpod, and then when I'm doing any single chore, I'm listening to a podcast, right? So when it comes to listening to podcasts, it's not really difficult, right? All you need to do is, if you use an Android phone, download the Google Podcast app. If you use an Android phone, download the Google Podcast app. I don't know which one iOS guys use, but you could go and search for Apple Podcasts, if I'm not mistaken. So I subscribe to lots of podcast channels. There is one called The Brutal Truth About Sales and Selling. I subscribe to that one. I subscribe to Daily Sales Tips, right? I subscribe to Business Wars. That one makes a whole lot of sense for me. And then I subscribe to Sales Success Stories. I subscribe to all of them. So I just plug in my earpod, and I'm learning on the go. I'm learning on the go. I don't really have to start paying for all the courses in life to learn. But truth is, I read books, I listen to podcasts, if not every day, but then the only one I do every day, by the way, is watching videos. And this is it. I watch YouTube videos daily, and I've been watching YouTube videos since 2020. I've been watching YouTube videos every day for over 2 years. For over 2 years, I've not missed watching a YouTube video every day. And I watch YouTube videos concerning my niche, concerning personal development. My niche is sales, right? I help people sell better. I watch YouTube videos concerning sales. I also watch YouTube videos concerning leadership. I watch YouTube videos concerning personal development. I watch a whole lot of YouTube videos. It works very well for me. So you will need to read books. You will need to listen to podcasts. I already recommended some podcast channels that you might want to listen to. And you will need to watch YouTube videos daily. You will need to learn every day online. You could follow me on Twitter, hit the bell button there, turn on notifications, right? So you could learn from me. There are days where I tweet 24 times in a day. There are times where I tweet 48 times in a day. And I think the least I do is 8 times every day. So if you really want to learn, you will need to do these things. You will need to revamp your mindset. You will need to work on it because nobody's going to do that for you. So let's move on to number 4. I hate comfort zone. You must understand that nothing grows in the comfort zone. Nothing grows there. If you stay in the comfort zone too long, you know this is what happens. It's the more like inertia. The more you lie on the bed, the more difficult it becomes for you to stand up from the bed. And then when you get up from the bed, it now becomes difficult for you to go back to the bed. So when you stay too much in your comfort zone, you are going to fail. I'm not going to mince words. I'm not going to paint it so it becomes so nice to you. If you really want to succeed, you need to consciously step out of your comfort zone. And this is how I consciously step out of my comfort zone. I recommend this to all my proteges, but let me just give it to you. I tell them, make sure you eat every month in a hotel or in an eatery. What you are doing is, you need to understand that if you are poor because of things that were imposed on you that you had no say about. The primary school you went to, maybe a public school, the family you were born into, maybe they always tell you bring change when you are done buying. So in the description box, I shared a video many months ago on why poor people are always poor, right? 5 differences between a poor man and a wealthy man. So you would need to watch that video to understand this. So you would need to consciously remove poverty mentality from your head. And one of the ways to do that is by eating in hotels and eateries once every month at least, right? So what it does is that it begins to rewire your subconscious, begins to make you understand that you deserve the good things of life, because some persons don't believe that they deserve to eat in a hotel. So to them it's a privilege, whereas it's supposed to be a lifestyle. All right. So I recommend this for my proteges. They eat every month in a hotel or in an eatery. And secondly, I tell them don't use buses, use boats instead. And funny enough, boats are usually cheaper than buses, right? Unless you've not really used them. Right, boat is not really cheap per se everywhere, but then I prefer using boat. I have access to an AC, I have access to not being seen by lots of persons, I have access to an exclusive life, I have access to not being exposed to a terrible vehicle condition and all that. So decide this year to use boats instead of regular buses. There's something it's doing to your subconscious that makes you begin to attract money. And then I tell them, travel, go on vacations. Travel, go on vacations. You might not need to do it outside the country. It might be going to GRA. It might be going to somewhere that you might be going to an airport. I don't really know where you want to go to, but just make sure you travel. Make sure you go on vacation. Just step out of that damn comfort zone. It's not going to help you in life, right? So I hate my comfort. I hate comfort zone. Nothing grows there. You must understand that when it comes to growing, when it comes to making it in life, discipline is more important than motivation. Motivation gets you started, discipline keeps you going. Motivation is how that I can only do things when I feel I should do them, when I'm pumped up to do them. But discipline is that I have to do the things I have to do, whether I feel like doing them or not. So discipline is just you doing what you need to do, whether you feel like doing them or not. So hey, yes, I think I deserve a like. Hit the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the bell button to know notifications. When else I drop a video about money, masculinity, whatever I drop a video about, you'll be the first to know. So let's move on to the next. I think most people don't get this. One of the biggest misconceptions about me is that I'm extroverted. No, I'm not. I like my own space. I'm an introvert to a large extent. I just like being alone. But the truth is, I know when to be extroverted. I always tell person that if your personality is going to make you fail, you must learn when to dump your personality. So I won't say that I go to a business meeting and then I have a chance to network with somebody I've always wanted to network with. And then because I'm an introvert, I'm going to hide behind a pillar just so I don't talk. No. In a situation like that, I dump my personality to succeed. So like I said, I know when to be extroverted. I always know when to be. Majority of the time, I always go out of my way to connect with people, to initiate convo, to talk, and lots of it, right? So know when to be extroverted. Stop being an introvert all the time. Stop being shy. A whole lot of you are very, very shy. Yeah, I think I need to chip this in. A whole lot of you don't know how to speak in public. A whole lot of you don't know how to do the things you need to do. A whole lot of you, when you go on stage, you become very, very nervous. You become very shy. Well, in the description link, I dropped a link to my public speaking book, Speak to Sell, How You Could Speak in Public Without Wetting Your Pants. There, I was able to reveal to persons how I grew from a timid, shy boy, right, who could not speak to four persons, to when I began to speak to over 8,000 persons in a few weeks, and how I was able to transit from being shy to being awarded by a in state government, and now I've gotten lots of speaking gigs across the country and wherever. So basically, if you are shy, if you are nervous, if you don't know how to speak in public, go to the description button, click on the link to get my public speaking book on how to speak in public without any fear, without any stuff. Alright. So you need to know when to be extroverted. And this is my hack. I execute ruthlessly. Come on. If you follow me online, you know this. I'm a crazy, I implement like a fool. Shit. You can't beat me in this, you can't. A whole lot of persons glory so much in their idea and they forget to implement and execute the idea, forgetting that it is in the implementation that you make the money. Irrespective of what coaches teach you, you are never really going to make any damn money unless you implement. The money is in the execution, not in the learning. And you must understand that the goal of learning is not learning. The goal of learning is acting. The goal of learning is executing. The goal of learning is to implement. To execute ruthlessly, I would rather learn 30% and implement 70% than to learn 70% and implement 30%. A whole lot of you lie that you are perfectionist. You are not a perfectionist. You are just a lazy man trying to justify your laziness. So I don't really believe in perfectionism. I just feel that people who say they are perfectionists are people who are just too scared, people who don't have the balls to do the things they need to do, people who are so timid, people who are scared of the future. Come on, it's better you fail in the process of doing it than not to do it at all. So be like me, execute ruthlessly, implement. So since I was going to share 6 habits, right? Okay. I'm going to do this real quick. I'm going to add two more bonuses for you. Two more that I was not supposed to, right? Because I want you to learn and I want you to do what I do. And these two, if you can listen to me very, very well, you will learn a whole lot. So what are the next two that I'll be rounding up with? Ah, bonus. Find a mentor, put on blinders and do whatever they say. When I came online, I was struggling to make money. In fact, I couldn't make my first 1 million naira. It was terrible. I think I made my first 1 million naira after 4 years and 1 month. But when I connected with someone, he gave me just one advice that made me 1.8 million naira in 3 months. 1.8 million naira in 3 months now, right? So a whole lot of you are not succeeding, not because you're not meant to succeed, but because you don't have access to the right information. I was telling my protégés that in the world where we are now, your skill will not make you rich. What will make you rich is updates. What will make you rich is updates. The amount of quality information you're exposed to, what is being shared in the room that is not being shared online. Because you must understand that there are many secrets that will never be shared online. There are many secrets that will never be shared in the WhatsApp class. There are many secrets that will never be shared in the YouTube channel, but they are going to be shared in that room. So you need to find a mentor, put on blinders, and do whatever they say. Don't argue, just do it, will you? Yes, I believe you will. The last one is go and implement. Just implement. Start confused but don't end confused. Do things in confusion while you strive for clarity. So while you implement this stuff and you get lots of testimonials, send it to me on Twitter. And hey, I came up with a class, right? So if you want me to hold you by your hand, I came up with a class called the 1 Millionaire Challenge, where I guide people to how they can make a millionaire monthly, even if they are newbies, even if they don't know any single thing, right? So I was able to help a jam by do 1.3 million in 1 month, selling just one course. I was able to help a 16-year-old girl do 416,000. I was able to help a 24-year-old boy hit 2.9 million naira in just 2 days. So you want to know more about the 1 Millionaire Challenge? It's a challenge where I teach you how to crush 1 million every 30 days, even if you don't know jack about internet marketing. We're going to teach you how to know your target audience. We're going to teach you how to create a product from scratch within 1 week. We're going to teach you how to generate leads the way I do, right? So we had a boy generate 800 leads on WhatsApp in 4 days. I'm going to teach you how he did that. I generated 1,504 leads last year in just 3 days. I'm going to teach you how to do that. And we're also going to teach you how to keep selling to these guys to make lots of money. So you want to know how I did that? All you need to do is go to the description button, join the 1 Millionaire Challenge, and then you are good to go. So you should follow me on Twitter to learn more. And at this point, I don't think it's something I need to overemphasize. You know you should follow me on Twitter because you would need to learn a lot of things there. There are a lot of things I drop about sales, marketing, and business that everybody should learn from. So if you've not subscribed to this YouTube channel, do that now. Turn notifications and like the video. So till I come your way next time, stay jiggy. I remain fortunate Nnamdi. And hey, I love you guys. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. Make sure you go to the description button, watch the other videos I dropped there, and you're good to go, guys.